I'll be discussing a paper called The Effects of Guaranteed Income on Work, evidence from a program for artists in New York State, where the New York State chose about 1,600 artists to give them a basic income. And one of the most interesting findings our authors discovered was that the basic income, although it does allow more time for creative production, it takes away from the ability to network and have peer review. So while there's more time for creation, there's less time for fitting into your artist habitats. So I'm going to evaluate the idea of a basic income for artists from theories of justice and efficiency. You have procedural justice, which aligns with the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment, or equality of process, procedural justice. Then you have distributive justice, which is the equality of results. And this is the problem with distributive justice is that equality of results is that requires central planning. And we all know that about the knowledge problem around central planning. That the administrative state has done is use the DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion, and ESG, environment, social, and governance, non-market discovery methods for determining how well is the outcome, the distributive justice outcome is based on these exclusive categories, which are quality of results is one definition of socialism. So when you're using measures like diversity, equity, and inclusion, these measures are called far left for a reason. It's this idea of the administrative state controlling society's resources leads to the administrative state, which is a technocracy, a leadership technocracy of experts. For example, and what's resulted in the United States, the national debt is $100,000 per person. The national debt in the United States is $100,000 per person, while the unfunded liabilities for Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid is $300,000 per person. So we're passing $400,000 worth of debt to those yet born for today's programs. So that's an intergenerational injustice. Instead of adding another layer to the administrative state with special interest redistribution, in this case for state registered artists, we could replace all the social welfare and all the corporate welfare programs administered by the state, replace the social and corporate welfare with a basic income that goes to everyone equally. Replace, not add on top, but replace all the social and corporate welfare programs with a basic income. And there would be no means testing, so there's no incentive for fraud, there's no disincentives for self-improvement, self-realization, self-reliance, because you're not lying on your means testing. And when the state pays for art, by definition, it becomes conservative state art. A universal basic income for everyone realizes both procedural justice, everyone treated equally, everyone getting the same amount, and distributive justice, everyone gets the same. So everyone gets the same and it's equal. So that's both procedural and distributive justice. The universal basic income, instead of special interest subsidies, as well addresses capacity theories of justice, capacity theories. The basic income, I've done some calculations, would allow replacing corporate and social welfare with a basic income would give every single person in the United States over the age of 21 a basic income greater than the poverty level. So replacing corporate and social welfare as it is today with the basic income would allow everyone 21 and over to get a basic income greater than the poverty level. We would also, and then this ties into theories of efficiency. We would expect an increase in economic growth and wealth creation because resources are now distributed with individual economic rationality instead of politically and bureaucratically distributed resources. There's more entrepreneurial incentives and less tragedy of the fiscal commons. The rule of law is now known and knowable, and there's less discretionary state power. This creates better investment environment and might help us pay down the national debt. So in summary, I believe that the idea of specific basic incomes or specific subsidies only addresses partial equilibrium. When we look at the economy in a general equilibrium, the economy as a whole, it would be best to replace special interest social and welfare programs, replace it with a universal basic income because it addresses theories of justice in a much better way.